All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Ravens flock, we're back at it with yet another Ravens discussion. Today, the topic is Todd Gurley. Now, Todd Gurley has been connected with the Ravens over the last several weeks. We've heard a lot of talks about him potentially being signed by the Ravens, and in fact, a couple weeks back, he actually did meet up with the Ravens. They had a discussion. However, he left Baltimore with no deal being made, so we don't exactly know how that situation went. But the potential of him signing with them is still there. And that whole hype about him potentially coming to Baltimore has remained here for the last several weeks. And now recently, we're hearing more and more talks about Todd Gurley going to Baltimore and ending up signing with the Ravens. Now, of course, that hasn't been done yet, but in fact, today, we're hearing talks about Todd Gurley potentially signing with the Ravens, or at least being expected to sign with the Ravens at some point next week. Do I see that happening? No. Is anything confirmed? No. Do I believe the Ravens are going to get him? Also no. I'm still of the belief that the Ravens are going to look for a pass rusher. I still think they can get Houston. I'm kind of sitting here waiting to see anything happen with that. Maybe I'm expecting too much involving the pass rusher, but I'm still hoping, Houston's still out there. Ingram's is still out there. Get one of these guys, man. Houston or Ingram, take one of them, please. We need a pass rusher. But you know what it is. We'll see what happens with that. However, I'm sticking with that belief that they're going to get one of those guys, so I don't see them signing Todd Gurley. However, the possibility is still there. Now, if the Ravens were to sign Gurley, how would I feel about it? Personally, I wouldn't be mad. I would prefer getting a pass rusher, but adding Todd Gurley to our running back room wouldn't be bad. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, well, we already got Justice Hill, so you wouldn't necessarily need Todd Gurley, which I do understand. However, Justice Hill is now more so just for special teams. So if you have an opportunity to put a third back that could be more productive than Justice Hill, I can understand why they're doing that. Now, of course, adding Todd Gurley to this team wouldn't exactly be a bad thing. He would definitely fit within our offense. He would definitely fit. And he would definitely be useful because this is a 17-game series. It's a 17-game season now. There's no more 16 games. It's a 17-game season. And we are a run-first team. And with the way it looks like Baltimore is heading, it seems they're looking to have Lamar throw the ball more and take less and less carries. So that means this season we could potentially see a lot more carries for both J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. That's a lot of production from these two guys for a 17-game season. And barring injury, that's still going to be a lot of workload. So I can see them potentially getting a Todd Gurley to have that third back so that they can split the carries and not have to put that much work on Gus and JK, because they don't want to go back to having Lamar take so many carries and so many design runs. I don't think they're looking to do that anymore. They're going to slowly start to bring that down because they want to get more carries to those guys. However, you don't want to overwork these guys and now, bam, they're exhausted or potentially an injury happens. Because if you give them that many carries for that long of a season, there's going to be some wear and tear. And these are your two guys that you're definitely going to need in the postseason. You need them to show up and be there. So bringing in the Todd Gurley to share some of those carries while also, being that guy that can come in, especially during those end of the games. You may have games where, you occasionally blow out people, which, with the Ravens, sometimes we do have games like that. And it's easier to just put a guy like Todd Gurley and just take a majority of those carries so you can rest your two guys. But most importantly, what Todd Gurley can bring to the table is he's still a good running back. Yes, he's not the same guy we saw with the Rams, but he can still be very productive in both the run and pass game. He is a pass catcher. He's one of those guys that can run the football, but also get in the backfield and potentially catch the ball. So this is a guy that you could definitely use on third down because, of course, we're seeing both Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, and specifically J.K. Dobbins, we're seeing him make that improvement in terms of catching the football. So we know they're trying to make that transition to get J.K. more involved in the pass game, but it would also be great to have a guy that's been doing that for, at a high level, that's been catching and running the ball at a high level in Todd Gurley. It's nice to get a guy like that who's a veteran who can also come in and do that as well. So I wouldn't exactly be mad at the Ravens doing that themselves, and I feel that it would definitely help out. However, I'm not getting my hopes up. Because again, Todd Gurley would fit perfectly with our offense. We're a run-first team. You get a guy like Todd Gurley, who, by the way, I believe he's like, 27, 28 years old. He can still be productive. Yes, like I said, he is not the same guy that he was with the Rams. He's not that guy who we looked at and said, this is the best running back in the game. He's not that guy. He can't bring you that production anymore. But if you can get him as your third back to get that type of production, you're not going to get the same production. But if you can get half or even a fourth of that production he was giving the Rams, if you can bring that and have him be your third back, that can do wonders. That can take off all the, they'll be able to take off some of the wear and tear that could happen to JK or Gus because they don't have to take that many carries without, having to get Lamar involved. And it doesn't look like they want to get Lamar involved in the run game that much anymore, as why you're kind of seeing them try to improve the pass game. So it seems like they want to lower those carries for Lamar, which is exactly what I'm hoping they're doing. And they want to add more carries to JK and Gus. But you don't want to wear those guys down because if you do get to the postseason, you're going to need those guys. So if you bring a guy in like Todd Gurley and have him get some of those carries, especially during the quote-unquote garbage time, that could do wonders, as well as adding an extra weapon for Lamar Jackson to use. Because again, this is a guy that has had experience running the football efficiently while also being a great pass catcher in the backfield. So having him, you can have a situation where you have both him and JK on the field together. That could really help out. There's so many different formations you could do with having two backs out there that can run and catch the football. So it would definitely be a great asset. He would definitely be a great weapon. And if he can give you some level of production, he will definitely be helpful for the Ravens. However, I just don't see them doing that right now. Would I be shocked to hear the Ravens pick him up? Absolutely not. Do I personally believe they're going to? No. But if they do, I understand where they're coming from. Because again, you can never have too much talent on a team. I always say you can never have too much talent on an offense or a defense. Because again, it's a team game, and I don't care how many talents you have, if these guys don't show up and play, you're not winning. But again, you can never have too much talent. Look at the Chiefs. They add talent all the time. Look what the Cardinals are doing on offense. They add talent all the time. You can never have too many weapons. You can never have too much talent on an offense. So adding a guy like Todd Gurley would definitely be helpful. It would. It would, because you're adding a veteran that knows how to do what we need them to do. Run the football and be a pass catcher in the backfield. The same way we're trying to get J.K. Dobbins to be more efficient, to be more of this upcoming season, which, judging by what we've been seeing, or at least hearing from those OTAs, he has definitely improved on. So you bring another guy that can do that, bada bing, bada boom, it's going to work out. And there are some plays where you can have both Todd and JK on the field, and you could just have guys Lamar can look to for a simple check down and just have them take the ball and go. So yes, Todd Gurley would definitely be a great asset to this team. However, I don't see the Ravens pursuing him. I don't see them signing him. If it happens, it happens, but it's going to have to be on some sort of cheap deal. I just don't know how they'll get it done. I trust Koska. He'll figure something out if they do really want to bring him in. But I'm still of the mindset they're looking for a pass rusher. I feel like that's just the one thing. And Houston's still available, and Ingram's still available. So, go get one of these guys. Go get one of these guys and solidify this pass rush. Please, 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 Ravens, do that. But yeah, Todd Gurley would have no issues if the Ravens choose to sign him, because I can clearly see where they'd be coming from. I clearly understand how he could help our run game, and I clearly understand what he can bring to this team, and also how he could be another great weapon for Lamar to use. Because again, Todd Gurley can still be productive. He can still be effective. Yes, he's not the same Todd Gurley from his Rams days, but he can still be somebody useful. But most importantly, he could be that guy to get those extra carries so we can take off some wear and tear from JK and Gus Edwards. It's a 17-game series, guys. It's a 17-game season this time, guys. So, we don't want to wear down JK and Gus before we get to the playoffs. You know how it is. So, yeah. I'm pretty much cool with Todd Gurley coming here and potentially, joining up with the Ravens. I wouldn't have an issue with it. However, I'm more so focused on the Ravens getting another pass rusher, hopefully Houston or Ingram. That's where my mindset is. So I just don't see the Ravens getting Todd Gurley. but I wouldn't be mad. So, all in all, my hopes aren't high for this happening. However, if it does happen, it'd probably be on a cheap deal. And he would definitely be a great asset to add to our offense because he'd be another great weapon for Lamar Jackson to use. I would have no problem adding extra talent. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Who knows? If he signs, he signs. If he doesn't, oh well, we can still focus on our goal of getting a pass rusher. At least my personal goal. Because I'm sticking with this. I'm sticking with this until there's no chance they can get either one of those guys. But yeah, with that being said, that's all I got. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.